Hey everyone, I'm going to show you which keywords you can basically rank for without question and already see the volume on them. And you can see it before you start your project so you know which pages to bother creating and which not to create. And we're going to start with the most obvious thing, keyword difficulty. The higher the keyword difficulty, the higher your domain rating should be, and probably the URL rating of the particular page you're trying to rank, right? Having said that, we all kind of know that it's, make your website more powerful can rank for higher keywords, make it more powerful can rank for higher keywords. So get backlinks pouring in through your pages and you'll rank for higher keywords. We know that. There is another wonderful piece to add to this, and I'm going to show it to you now. So now that we know that something like how to make money online is tough and fitness training tips, here's the point I'm bringing this entire training up for. See how the keyword difficulty is like non-existent. There's no keyword difficulty. So you think, I guess I can rank for it easily if I have some domain rating. And the answer is probably not. Why not? That's what I'm going to show you in this video. So let's continue. Yeah, cheap flights, keyword difficulty on 96. How in the heck do you rank for that, right? But let's talk about something a little more midstream. It's like you get your domain rating up. Maybe you don't even get it high enough for the keyword difficulty necessarily, although that always is going to help. But for all these lower end keyword difficulty keywords, and there are many that are extremely easy, and I'm going to get to this and show you, you're going to see how clear this is. What is the other thing you should look at besides the key, your domain rating vis-a-vis the keyword difficulty and the number of backlinks you have coming into the page? There is one more thing to look at, and it really, really matters, and that's this. Whatever is typed in here, the most important thing Google's going to look at is whether it's in the blue line here, your page title, which is easy to edit on the websites, right? So that we can make sure to include that phrase if we want it. And we would. You know why? This phrase, how many ounces in a cup, gets 617,000 searches a month. Okay? So if you happen to be one of the top 10, you can get quite a few clicks. Okay? So that's what makes it important to consider that. And also, if you're doing work for anybody, it could be a chiropractor in a certain city somewhere, chiropractor, roofer, electrician, anybody, and you want to make them rank, you want to know which keywords you can definitely show up for. We're getting there. So hold on to the thoughts as we go, because it's all going to add up real quick. How many ounces in a cup? Now, what if nobody had this in their page title? Okay, well, they may have really great pages. They may have really great websites. But if no one had that in their page title and you were the first guy to put it there, you're almost guaranteed a front page spot. Even with the keyword difficulty being higher than your domain rating can handle, because there are no other matches. What do you need to do? You need to make sure your page is reasonable. It's got to be at least halfway decent, 800 to 3,000 words of sensible content, which can be auto-generated with GPT, and Google doesn't care. As long as you just kind of proofread it, make sure it doesn't say anything ridiculous. Okay? We do stuff in mass, so we let Google proofread and throw away the ones they want and keep the ones they like, and that doesn't matter. Because we do a good enough job in the first place that basically all of our pages are great anyway. And none make weird claims because we don't set up pages with queries that do, unless we are proofreading them. Okay, let me continue. This is so important. So, with that thought back in mind, how can you look up how much competition you actually have on that one point right there? How many ounces in a cup? How many people are competing with that in the blue title? We're going to look at all in title, open quote, how many ounces in the cup, close quote. Okay? So get what's happening here. Memorize all in title. It means I want to see all of this in the title. All in title, and then the double dots, right? Colon. And then you've got your phrase in double quotes. In this very case, it's how many ounces in a cup. Now guess what it's going to tell me? There are 2,010 results for this thing. Okay? And it's going to literally list them. Everything down here will exactly say how many ounces in a cup every single time, except all of a sudden, I don't know why that doesn't. Maybe in the UK, they're let out of it. I don't know why that's happening. But anyway, for that exact phrase, how many ounces in a cup, it is telling me in the page title what it is. Okay. Now, let's continue because this is going to add up really, really fast. And you're going to love this. Okay. Ounces in a cup. Let's make it even shorter. Okay. So not how many ounces in a cup, it's simply ounces in a cup. Similar keyword difficulty, still a ton of volume, 137,000, right? What was how many ounces in a cup? 617. That keyword really rings true with the way people think, huh? Ounces in a cup, not as many people search for it, like 1/5 as many. But you could show up, and if you had how many ounces in a cup, you'd be competing for both keywords at the same time. But you could win this one maybe more easily. Let's see. All in title, colon, double quote, ounces in a cup, close quote. Only 81? So I only have 81 competitors for this keyword. What 3 things, or 4, depending on interpretation, can you do to make your page worthy of competing in the top 10 out of the 81? First of all, create the page now. That means it's new. If this guy created this page a month ago and never touched it since, your page is newer. So everybody who has not touched their web pages in a while, your pages have the right to be seen as fresher. Second, kind of look at some of those pages. See what they're talking about, how they're talking about it, so that if you're using GPT to write a page about this, you include a bunch of subtitles, you include a bunch of topics, you cover a lot of main things, so that your page is also good. How many ounces in a cup? Are you talking about a dry cup and a wet cup? Are you talking about the measurements are different in different countries, different at different altitudes? Whether it's packable stuff like a brown sugar, or not packable like salt, and so ounces in a cup, how's it used, where did it come from, everything. You can references to how the measurements got created. The point is, look at this, 81 results versus 2010. So if you just make sure you've got ounces in a cup in your page title, you don't even have to repeat this guy. Google doesn't like repetition so much. So what you do is use ounces in a cup in a different way. Put exploring ounces in a cup. How ounces in a cup got formed, right? Use something like that. Now, let's keep going, right? Because this is going to keep getting more and more interesting in a way. I'm just trying to rub it in as we go, but you'll catch on right away. So, how does beer taste, right? Keyword difficulty of 3, volume of 250. Okay, if the keyword difficulty is that low and the volume is that high, it's worth it, isn't it? There are 257 million results. Okay, so let's take a look at that one. All in title, how does beer taste? 9 results. Here's what's magic. Okay, how does beer taste? You know what is magic about 9 results on a low keyword difficulty keyword? By the way, this says keyword difficulty of 3. This says keyword difficulty NA. Don't mix those up. Here's why it's keyword difficulty NA. No competition for this. All in title, colon, open quote, how does beer taste, close quote, right? There is no keyword difficulty for that because it's not a keyword worth, calling a keyword even, right? So just realize when I've got all in title, you're always going to see keyword difficulty as NA. But it's the keyword itself that matters, and that's what we're looking at. Keyword difficulty at 3. 250 results. You know what's amazing about this? What's amazing? 9 matches. How many results does Google want on each page? 10. What if there are only 9 matches? You have an extremely high likelihood, if you do things at least reasonably well on the page, of necessarily ranking for it. Okay? Of being one of those top 10 results. And you won't necessarily be number 10. You can be higher up that ladder, right? Depending on the stuff you do on the page. And what else? the backlinks that you point to that page from some other websites that you own, so that you can create a page about how does beer taste on your main website, your next one, your next one, your next one. Then have this backlink here, have that backlink there, have a backlink there. You just created tiered backlinking for how does beer taste. Going from the right page, the page that talks about beer on this website, you've got a link in a paragraph somewhere that points to this website, that page, same page that talks about how beer tastes. Even if the page title is different, it's going to have how does beer taste as part of the title. So the titles will be different. 3 things to know about how beer tastes, right? How does beer taste? How does beer taste applies. I mean, you'll find ways to say it, right? But you use GPT for this. And then what? And you just simply create the backlinks in the paragraph that match the words to the relevant page on this side, the words on whatever relevant page to this relevant page on this side, and the words to a relevant page on this side. It does not need to be the same page that matches all the time, although it's okay if it is. But the reality check is just simply make sure that you create the relationship here, the layered relationship. What you're going to do, the bottom one can probably earn the front page because there's only 9 results. The next one has, but it'll be like number 10 on the page. The next one has some juice coming to it. So it might go up to like number 7. Remember, once we're on the front page, they are the most competitive results, but we're playing in an arena where we have the right to win. And then this one backlinks there. So this may be like a number 5. That backlinks that. So that could be like a number 4, number 3. Does this make sense? So what if you are number 4, number 5, number 7, and number 10 on the page? Well, when somebody's scrolling down and looking at the options, right, then they could say, they could click on that one or that one or that one. Here's the number 10 one. Here's the number 7 one, right? There's the number 5 one, that kind of thing. So when you create these pages, they come out nicely like this. And you've got your backlinking going. So you can, it's Oxbow Tavern. I just saw it. That's kind of neat, huh? So yeah, you can get 4 streams of income from this one keyword because you've got 4 different websites people will click on. 4 websites on the front page. The fewest will click on this one, we can all agree. The next fewest on this. More will click on that, the most will click on that, right? But the fact of the matter is, it still adds up. Even if this is only 3% of the total income, and this is like 14% of the total income, and this is like 60% of the rest, what do I know? Then the fact of the matter is, this 4 streams of income adding up, right? So when people land on the page and they're reading, you've got the ads there, you've got something they can click through to, you can allow them to buy beer samplers through whatever kind of beer company, you want to promote. You can do all kinds of things really, really fast. But the point is, you can basically ensure that you'll get up on the front pages for these keywords because there are not even 10 results for the exact keyword. So as long as you start there with your blue title, page title, uses the phrase, and then you have a good page backing it, Google says, you deserve it. And if you've got backlinks, tiered backlinks especially, do you really deserve it? Yeah, you really deserve it. Starting to see some interesting power here because we can look this stuff up before we start our project, right? Let's keep going. I will add more points. I'm kind of going to be a little bit repetitive, so it just clicks, but I'll add more points. Okay, what does beer taste like? Right? Okay, what do I want now? What does beer taste like? Yeah. What does beer taste like? Yeah. This is the other one. Which would be the better keyword to go for? How does beer taste with a keyword difficulty of 3? Or what does beer taste like with a keyword difficulty of 2? Well, doesn't it seem like the keyword difficulty of 2 is easier to achieve? Therefore, we should go for what does beer taste like? So then when we have trouble with that, we get frustrated along the way and we don't know why we're not winning it. It's just because now that we do the all-in title search, we see we have 48 competitors, okay? So we do have 48 competitors, so we have more people to compete with, so we have to be aware of that, right? I think you get it now, right? Believe me, we're going to keep going. There's more to this. San Diego DUI lawyer. Say you pick up a client, this guy, and usually it's not a client who's already at the top of the page. You're usually doing great. Your clients would be somebody down here on page 2, right? And what you want to do, they're all San Diego DUI lawyers. So this keyword applies to every one of these guys, right? What can we do? We can create a website where we create the verbiage for San Diego DUI lawyer and point it at the guy, right? A click-through banner ad, say, to the guy with some verbiage above and below. I mean, we could do that to give this guy some backlinking juice. We could even tell the guy, hey, if you change this should help. But let's look that up. Is that true? If we want to do a project, we want to know which keywords to go after, because there are other ways to say it. San Diego DUI lawyer versus DUI lawyer San Diego versus DUI lawyer in San Diego versus attorney, DUI attorney San Diego DUI attorneys, DUI attorney in San Diego, CA for California, or San Diego, California, right? Usually CA will do it, but what do we got here? All in title for San Diego DUI lawyer. 54. There's some competition there. It's not insane, but you can bet that there's money backing these web pages, right? These guys get paid. And so they put, most of them, the guys who are winning, they're on the front pages, they put some of that money into their website guys and say, help me. But it's the guys on page 2 and 3 who don't do it right. Okay, they need help getting up to the front page. And if they're close to the front page, they probably really want you to help them out, especially if their scores are not good. Look at this. Domain rating of 6 versus 15. We could fix that overnight. Basically, I can do one motion and fix that. And have this guy make some little change maybe. That'll help. If I do one motion to fix it with backlinks from my website, this guy will climb a little higher. If I ask him to make some verbiage changes, he can climb higher still. Okay? And if I do some backlinks for him for the exact keywords, that's it. But let's take a look. Which is better, San Diego DUI lawyer or a different keyword? Okay, well, this one's got 54 results. What about DUI San Diego? Keep in mind, DUI attorney San Diego. Keep in mind, that's a volume of 300. This is a volume of 300. They're kind of the same. Keyword difficulty around 37. They're kind of the same. But there's only 32 results for all in title, DUI San Diego, DUI attorney San Diego. It's a little better than the 54. Oh, 54, right? Yeah, it's definitely better. If I were aiming for this, I would probably I would tell the guy, use this keyword before I ever tell him to use this one. If I'm, consulting him and saying, get this in your page title or your meta description. I might have him phrase it the one way in the page title, this way, the easier way, and then have him take the other phrase and get it into his meta description right below that. Okay, so that I'm trying for two birds with one stone, but I'm doing it in the right order. I'm not doing it in the wrong one, I'm doing it in the right one. Does that make sense? It's interesting too because there are tons of variations of these keywords. We go look them up using keyword tools and we see tons of them. Okay, let's keep going. Custom card solutions. This is another interesting study. Here's a client of ours. Brand new website we just released. We just got this thing up. Premium Custom Card Solutions. But he's number 72. He's way, way, way low on the page. Keyword difficulty is 0. $227 million results. And he's 72. But it's a keyword difficulty of 0, and he's got it in the page title, right? So let's take a closer look. Custom Card Solutions, all in title. Aha, there is some competition there. Not a lot, but I'm going to show you more to this. So let's take a look at this. Custom Card Solutions, singular. Keyword difficulty of 7, way higher than the keyword difficulty of 0 for Custom Card Solutions. Custom Card Solution has keyword difficulty of 7. Now, they have the same volume, right? 40 and 40. We'll take a look. 1, 2 of our websites are up for it, in positions 10 and 11. Now, here's why. All in title for custom card solution, there's just one result. And this does not even say custom card solution. It says custom card solutions, right? Plural, but it's close. Now, here's the thing that's really amazing about that. So if we couldn't earn this one, we could earn the one next to it for the same total volume. Here's what's cool about it. Those two websites, they must have some pretty good strength, huh? No, I'm going to show you. This site, this is the one that's higher up. 7 web pages on the site according to Google. There's really more like 100, but Google hasn't gotten to it yet. So Google's still dealing with the old information. And there's only 7 pages on the site. What? How are we ranking all the way up there? There's that page, by the way, right beneath that one. How are we ranking all the way up there with just 7 pages on the entire site? What about the other one, the one below it? 4 pages. How is that possible, right? Here's a website. It's only got 4 lousy pages on it, according to Google, but it's almost on the front page. It's almost on the front page for the keyword, custom card solution, right? And it has no URL rating. There's not one backlink pointing at this page for a keyword, okay? I just want to make that clear. Haven't gotten there yet. This other one, versatile card, yeah, not one backlink to this page, okay? And yet they're competing, right? And they're competing actually quite well, because the websites above them have crazy scores, domain rating of 94, domain rating of 90, stuff like this. So why is it that we're ranking for custom card solution again, which has traffic and is worth bothering with? Because there's no one else with a matching page title. Just this, one link on Facebook. I mean, it's not even really a web page. It's just some link on Facebook. Okay, let's keep going. All right, I hope you're finding this interesting and putting it all together mentally and understanding the obvious power. What I wanted to prove was that we can rank high on keywords that matter with very little going right on the website, because we find where all in title, the number is so low that we just fit. So we're leading into what's next, do you think? Looking up a list of keywords, and then we could do it manually like this, but if you have our websites, we have a tool for you where you can do this automatically. So you can look up the information for all these websites and know the answers. So I'll get there real quick. Let's continue. All in title, Issaquah Locksmiths. More competitive than the other ones we've been seeing. 47 results. But volume of 200, and I am number 9. Okay, number 9. And this does have URL rating. Part of the reason that I beat the other 40 odd is because I put links to this exact page. Okay, that helps big time. So if one's not enough to get us there, we add the other one in, and then we add more content into the page to make it more worthwhile for the keyword. Like 3 simple steps. So why can't we rank for Make Money Online, which has over 7 billion results? Well, how many page titles have the keyword already in the page title? Let's take a look. All in title, Make Money Online. Never mind. What was the keyword difficulty? Yeah, huge, 77. But take a look. 578,000 websites have Make Money Online in their page title, and they wrote as well as they could. They did backlinks like they could, everything that they could to get up there, right? So when you're wondering why it's hard to rank for it, now you see it. It's you versus 578,000 others who deserve it more than you so far, because they've done more than you about that keyword. In all their time, they're pounding away like mad. And so if you want to beat them, you can do it with freshness, But yeah, that's a keyword difficulty of 77. So you're going to need a domain rating up there somewhere, 75. And you're going to really have to make your pages worth more than their pages to read, which you can do with GPT. You just, you've really got to work hard. And then guess what? You're going to be dethroned with 578,000 other results. I guarantee you, none of these guys sit still. They've got interactive stuff happening on the pages, charge calculators, feeds, latest video is shown, whatever it is, updating stuff, who knows what, stock market stuff, I don't know. But what it means is they keep making changes to their pages and people are linking to them, right? So they don't stop. 578,000 competitors, you can bet every single day 500 competitors are adding value to their pages to try to get up there too, just as fast as you, right? So just understand you're in that level of competition. What about something like this? Fitness training tips. Hey, cool, right? No keyword difficulty, volume of 20. 20 is not much, like a guy per workday. But here's the real question. How many people want to rank for this thing? Fitness training tips. And most of them don't even know how to look up the stats. You just figure millions of people do the search every year. Well, 786. I want to be clear about something. A lot of the reason these numbers exist is not because people are brilliant about this stuff. I mean, they might be brilliant anyway. Maybe all 578,000 of these guys are brilliant. But do we expect that? No. Do we think that they all know SEO? 578,000 of them? No. What we think is a lot of them are guys trying to create a website and they happen to put in the page title something that deals with make money online. They're not very web savvy, the majority of them. Many of these guys are not web savvy at all. Okay? But it is a very desirable keyword, so you can bet probably 5,000 of these guys are web savvy and they're pounding away on it, right? So just to be clear about that, okay? But when you're competing with a lot of people, just because you see a lot of results, don't think that means they're all web savvy. Many of these guys are not at all. They're just going after the keyword because it sounds delicious and like something they can make money on, something everyone's interested in. Many of them don't even know how to do keyword research. They just kind of thought the keyword was a good idea, okay? And so they're trying for it. What they don't know, most of them, is that there's only 20 searches a month for fitness training tips. It's kind of a dead end. Why waste time on it? Okay, hope this stuff is helping you out. I'm still getting there. This gets better. Fitness training, you might think, well, I better go for that. But the keyword difficulty is really high. It's even higher than make money online. It's 81. Fitness training, 2,700 searches a month. Okay? Yeah, I want to be clear about this, actually. What was make money online? Let me get there. 48,000 searches a month. Okay, 2,700 searches a month for fitness training. But buyers and guys who are interested, guys who are ready to get into your course, if they, many of them. All right, like make money online, guys are going to go and go, that sounds like work. I've got to do something. That sounds like work too. Come on, where's the website that just gives me free money, right? And so it's a very general spread of market. By the time you get to fitness training, these are guys who are saying, okay, I want to train, and that's easier to align with the goal, right? Cheap flights. I want to throw this in on the side because it's really interesting to make the comparison. Insane keyword difficulty. It's one of the hardest words on the internet. Okay? 96. One of the hardest. All entitled cheap flights. Only 47 results. But that's 47. Okay, that means the first 10 are covered. And 37 more results are covered by guys who have massive websites, and they have the most important thing for a keyword like this. Interactive, checks for what if I want to leave on this date, this many adults and kids, I want to go from here to here. And so you better have that kind of a feed plugged into your website to even think about it. right? Now, with that in mind, all entitled fitness training, 460,000 web pages have that phrase in the title, right? So the shorter tail, the more the results in the title, or if it's a very specific phrase, like the difference between ounces in a cup and how many ounces in a cup, even though there's more words in how many ounces in a cup, it gets like 5 times as many searches as ounces in a cup. But your page can say how many ounces in a cup and not rank for how many ounces in a cup, but it can rank for ounces in a cup. So you can rank for that 1/5 size market anyway. Isn't that interesting? Let's keep going. Baby tips. I thought this was a good one too. Keyword difficulty is 65, right? 150 searches a month. Ooh, that's a high keyword difficulty to have such a low volume, right? Unless you can really tie them in somehow. People looking for baby tips, man, you're going to sell them everything about the baby, aren't you? On, through your affiliate link, or who knows how you have it. Now, all entitled baby tips, 14,400 competitors. One reason I like the phrase baby tips is we had a Moji client who showed up #1 for baby tips for a long time. And he said sometimes 400 searches a day. So not just baby tips, but he had a website about baby tips. So he was talking about a lot of things. This is a long time ago. It was like 1.7 billion results, and he was #1. Okay. And he didn't know how to monetize it. He wrote his own articles, put all I said, why don't you plug in some of this stuff? And the guy never knew what to do. And I don't know what to say about that. But having said that, it's been a while. Baby blankets. Here was one somebody brought up that I thought was kind of cool. Keyword difficulty at 21. But if you go for all entitled baby blankets, there's 166,000 results. So then you say, okay, let me go a little longer tail, right? Let's get to it. How do you do that? You go somewhere like SpyFu, where you can do keyword research for your keyword, like baby blankets. And you can exclude stuff like near me from the keywords. Yarn, I didn't see that as applying. I mean, reality check is I should probably keep it included because GPT can write pages about that. The only reason I don't do the near me thing is because I don't have lists of places near me where you can get baby blankets for the whole nation, right? So I'm not doing that. I always exclude that. Keyword difficulty, 0 to 15. I want low-hanging fruit. Keywords that we can win without a lot of domain rating, okay? But I said something like volume's got to be at least 1,000 a month on the search. Okay, so I got these, right? Except that I did exclude yarn. So I'm going to show you something else. So let me just put that back in real quick to keep apples to apples. Okay, I got these results right here. Okay, 9 results. The volume ranging from 1,000 to 2,300 per month. Here's what I want to say. When you get a website from us, we're going to give you a tool that lets you rapidly look it all up. Okay, so you'll be able to look up those keywords. Those are the same ones. What the search intent is for, whether it's informational, transactional, which helps you be able to tell GPT how to write the content for the page. We'll tell you how much search volume, but that's the point, you already had the search volume. That's why you're looking the keywords up. And then this little nugget right here, all entitled. Oh, see now I marked certain ones green, good to go green. Look at this. There's 1,820 of these, and 1,820 web pages say this in the title. 299 web pages say that in the title. But 1, 2, 3, these things right here that we could have GPT write about for us and then have our affiliate links to the baby blanket store. Look at this. All in title. There's only one website out there that does that. One web page. And none. And only 5. There are 10 front page results. You can basically guarantee that you'll be placed on the front page. If you have even a reasonable page for each of these, and especially if it's newer. And this is the search volume. 3,500 or so searches a month. If 3,500 where people are doing the search and seeing the top 10 results. Okay. So easy visibility wins. Could be like 3,500 a month or 115 potential visitors a day who are probably going to click through. Some of them are going to click through on your link. So what do you do to capture at least as many of these as you can? Because if there are 10 front page results, you think out of 115 searches a day, like 10% click on that one, 10% click on that, 10% click on that, 10%, that result. Although obviously lower percentages down here, higher percentages up here. You're not going to get all 115 unless you are all of the top 10 results. That's what that's measuring. It's 110 or 115 who are going into the organics. Okay? Now, what do? Get more than one website to talk about baby blankets. Get it to talk about anything, whatever the industry is, kids. Say, write a page about baby blankets on 3 or 4 different websites that you have in your stack of websites. By the way, we are reducing pricing on a per website basis for those of you getting templates through us because we want to help you ensure that you can pull this off and make it work because it's not hard anymore. It's easy and you can do a lot. So watch for my next videos where I'm talking about the latest things that we're doing for pricing because it's changing, partially for the holiday season coming up, partially for the fact that we figured out all the stuff that we never figured out before. It's been a killer month for us in terms of learning how to rank. Okay, so if you get a few websites and you create the backlink for keyword to keyword to keyword, these 3 keywords, you only have to make 3 pages times your websites. Say you got 5 websites for simplicity and you want to get them all in the top half of the page, which you could. So then if you got 5 websites times 3 pages, you're going to create 5 times 3 pages, 15 pages, which GPT will write for you. You use the same query all 3 times. You only need 3 queries and you run them back to back on your 5 websites. Okay? And then go back and create the exact match keyword links from the one site to the next, from that site to the next, from that to the next. You could do it manually, just on the page, hyperlink some wording in the paragraph that matches, and then have it go to that other page of the other website that keeps talking about the exact same thing. Stupid simple. For those of you getting in bigger, we have tools where you can hit a button and this stuff will happen automatically. Anyway, it's not hard. It's the kind of work you can get done in an hour and just wait for Google to catch on. And then you can be the top 5 guys for, 3,500 searches a day. So you could start getting like 50 or 60 clicks a day from that 1 hour of work. Isn't that nuts? You could get sales out of that, maybe 2 a day through your link. Okay? Insane. All right? So this is huge. And we figured out how it's working and we're teaching this to people. And those of you getting templates from us, I'm going to walk you through all this stuff. How to get domains fast from Spamzilla that are the kind of domains you need for the industry you want. How to look up these stacks of keywords, how to run them through this tool that gives you these answers so you don't even have to do all this stuff on Google I did to show you. And then just how to create the pages automatically with GPT to write top quality pages. And then if you need to make them bigger, you can append. In other words, go back to the same page and say, add a section in about this, go. And it'll add to the page. So the page is bigger, has more words, talks more about the topic. That way, if your page wasn't quite ranking high enough and you did everything else, you can just make the page bigger and now it'll rank higher because it's worthy of it. And it's fresh again because you just updated the page, right? You don't need to create a new page. You just add something to the page that's worthy of it. I'm going to give you a bunch of queries when you're coming in and getting on our templates that lets you be able to create the page and then add something new to it later. Then add something else to it later. Then add something else to it later. These queries let you add sections into the page to make it more cool. Okay? And then that way you can keep adding to the power of your pages as you go without effort. But the fact that I know what to go for Now, all these keywords are worthy of it. They're low keyword difficulty, right? Keyword difficulty 15 or less. But what I'm looking for, my beacon, if you will, that I'm on the right path and that I'm cranking it, that I'm actually getting there and getting to sales territory, is these three. And I know that now because they are going to be the fastest to win. This is where you can start winning keywords in days. As soon as Google catches on, you submit the sitemap. As soon as Google gets around to it, goes, checks the pages, it goes, oh, and then it puts your page where it belongs. Okay? Now, you tend to climb up in the beginning, especially if Google's never seen your website before, it has low domain rating. But if you do like us and you get pre-owned domains and you build on those, Google's seen the domains. It's cool with the idea that you're adding new pages to it, other pages to it. If you're staying in the same industry, then Google's like, awesome, and it will keep just moving fast with you. So you just start creating really good pages on your domain. Okay, this is awesome, all right? And for those of you who say, what about the old pages that used to be on the domain? We have a way in our queries to show you how to recreate old pages, well, how to create old pages. You take what the URLs were, and I'll show you a very simple way to extrapolate for the page titles. And then just tell GPT, write about that topic onto that page. Make it with that URL. And so it'll write about the topic onto the page, but maintain the URLs. And so the next thing you know, you recreated the old pages on the website, but they're all fresh. They're all new. The very pages that drove the scores up and made the site powerful, and you just recreated all those pages, but they're better now. They're fresh, they're new, but the URLs still work. Google sees your website coming back to life with a ton of new content. Talk about a makeover that Google's going to be very impressed with. Okay? We can do these projects for you, and we can do them in stacks, and we can work on industry takeovers now, where the goal is to win the keywords as you go and use the money from each phase to roll up into bigger and bigger projects. Now that we know how all this works, it goes into our website flipping club routine. It goes into our constant traffic flow routine. It goes into our backlinking project for people. And everything we're doing includes this kind of thing so that we can get rapid results as fast as possible for everybody. Because we know we can win front page on these and that they have traffic. And that combination right there, we know. And that's what we need to know in order to make these things live and work for us. And then just whatever we're doing on those pages, usually these are just informational, but they got ads on them. They got a big banner ad in the middle that says something, and then somebody can click on the ad and it takes them to the affiliate link. So whoever is interested in this, some percentage of those people are interested in the ad we're offering. So the more we get these up with our ad in it, the more people we get coming on a day-to-day basis, especially if we're doing it on multiple sites, right? You want to take over the industry, we need websites, and then to link them through each other. But we're doing it now with expired domain rating, so we don't need 100 websites, we need 10, if you want all 10 front page results. Does that make sense? All right, keep your eyes out for our next recording. The stuff we're going over next is really crazy, but I hope you found this hugely useful. This is how you win. If you want to practice, take any would-be client that you can think of. Like I always say stuff like Chicago plumber, Denver roofer, right? Atlanta carpet cleaning guy. And then what? Put the keyword that you're thinking of into SpyFu and let it show you a bunch of keywords. Get the low keyword difficulty keywords, right? And then if you've got our stuff, I'm showing you how to do this part automatically. And then that way you can get, this information, this information on top of what you got already, which is this information. And once you have this, then you know what to focus on, right? And you can go through huge keyword lists and get lots of results. I only looked up 9 keywords. And out of them, 3 are great. And 6 I'm not going to bother with. I can go look up more keywords. I can add to the stack. I can find a bunch of these low-hanging fruits. And I can just ramrod them so that I can get a lot of results on the front pages fast. Does that make sense? There you go. Hope you find it interesting. Definitely get a hold of us if you want to get started on a project. Give me a call if you got questions about like how to step in. We have a lot of ways to do that now. So in my next video, I'll kind of cover that. I'll cover some of the pricing options we're putting out there for you. This has been fun, exciting, and I've proven it. I did enough results and I looked up enough results that were fresh and clear and obvious in bigger websites, smaller websites, to know that it's a diehard fact that this is, again, it's not going to be true in every single case, but by and large, law of large numbers, it is true, and it's something that we can flatly achieve really, really fast and easily. Okay, talk to you soon.